Good afternoon, Illinois Tech. This is BJ Englehart, Director of Operations for Career Services. Excited this afternoon to be having our very first career conversations, which is our conversations with alumni about their career journeys and get an opportunity to hear some tips from them for our students on how to be successful in their job search. Today we're joined by Rodrigo Lopez, alumni from the Armour College of Engineering with his bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering in May of 2019. Rodrigo also was one of our fantastic peer career coaches in career services. And now he is a sales and design engineer at Peterson Electric Panel Manufacturing. Welcome, Rodrigo. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, BJ. Thank you for having me here. I'm very excited.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here with me. So we're really excited to hear about your career journey, but can you start and tell me a bit about your experience at Illinois Tech? What sort of student orgs and activities were you involved in?
Sure. So I transferred in actually into IIT in August 2016. Uh, I started as a sophomore or a second year student. I became involved with two distinctive organizations. One of them is Life and Asset, and the other one is the Society of Hispanic Professional Engineers, SHIP. Uh, with there, I got involved taking upon leadership roles very early on in their executive board, uh, and I carried that through till I graduated in May, and being involved with those two organizations.
Great, great. Now, I see you also had a couple of internships while you were an undergrad. Can you talk about your experience of seeking out those opportunities and how you found them?
Absolutely. So my first one was with Weber Metals, and I actually interviewed with them in February uh, during the IIT Career Fair of spring 2017. And I first went up to that company just because out of a whim. It was more like, let me warm up with this company. I I did my research upon it. I knew it was one of the companies I wanted to talk to, but it wasn't the company I wanted to talk to. And then I ended up going to like the second level of interviews, and did pretty well, fairly well. Uh, the one I actually really wanted to talk to, I didn't get the interview. And then a few months went by. Actually, I didn't hear from them for a while, and it wasn't until the semester was over that I actually got a call saying if I was interested, and they told me, "Would you be willing to come across the country to California and the LA area?" I'm like, absolutely. I'm willing to take that risk. So within 2 weeks, I got organized. I had the support of my family, my friends, my fiance at the time. So we drove across the country. It took 2 grueling days, but we managed. And from then on, I was a plant engineering intern. There, I oversaw the maintenance of the facility. I had different projects that had to do with the upkeeping of certain sections of the building. So my contribution didn't add value to the product itself that the company made, but the facility in itself. That internship ended in August of 2017. And then a year later, I interned with Weber Metals, which is a company right outside of the Chicago area in Bolingbrook. The internship, I got it through, believe it or not, the IIT Career Fair. It was early on in the year, and it was more confirmed. There were no surprises that I got it. I felt very confident during my interview process. I had researched the company fairly well. I built a good rapport with the hiring manager at the time, and I loved the experience when I was there. I was in the underground product realization team, uh, basically conceptualizing and contributing to the team's product, and doing some testing on some of the products as well.
Sound like some great experiences. So now you've graduated. You've got your first position post graduation. Tell us about the process of finding that opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. So I graduate the same week that I graduated was basically the time I got this position with Peterson Electric. I I realized I wanted to stay in the Chicagoland area because that's what aligned better with what I was trying to achieve in my personal life, uh, having a family and staying close to our family here. And I wanted to stay as a design engineer, and this opportunity uh, presented itself. Uh, I liked working with my who would eventually become my supervisor, uh, and he was very understanding of me being a recent graduate, and that it would work out well with me being there.
All right, wonderful. So, thinking about our current students, Rodrigo, what actions would you recommend them in terms of looking for work in your industry as an intern or a full-time professional?
I would say two things. One, take on a project or take on an interest. Go beyond what's in the classroom because that's going to distinguish you from others when applying to applications or what you put on your resume. Another thing I would definitely recommend is getting not only knowing people in certain companies, but making sure they know who you are. Uh, Everything now is 100% virtual, so it is very crucial that people know what your personal brand is, your professional brand as well. Uh, and passion is so key in getting the, the key job that you're seeking. Sincerity will never steer you wrong.
Wonderful. So, what skill sets do you think are most important for success in your industry, and how do you see your industry changing over the next couple of years?
Very good question. Uh, Everything's going beyond everything's about CADing in my industry for sure. Um, where we're speaking as a design engineer, but you have to be aware of I don't want to say the latest programs, but taking the step further of knowing the program like SolidWorks so well is so crucial beyond the basic capabilities of the software. What can you do to can you make a model of a part in an hour versus a whole day? How fast can you make engineering drawings is so important, and how quickly you can make them, and making sure they're to standards because that's gonna make you stand out as a young professional or recent hire. Uh, as my industry goes, we're in the utility industry. We provide
Mhm.
equipment that distributes power from large or medium voltage to small voltage. So we're we've been anticipating this need of uh, companies needing micro stations, microgrids. So we create. Uh, I don't want to say super customized, but it's not a super standard commodity products. It's somewhere in the middle. So it's a very niche market. Uh,
Mhm.
so that's going to be the next, and then use and taking consideration renewable energy. Uh, that's going to be the next 5 to 10 years for sure.
All right, great. Just going back to your last answer when you said CAD software, is there a specific CAD software, or I know you mentioned SolidWorks, but is that the you think the most popular one right now, or what are you seeing as far as that's concerned?
From what I've my personal experience, I've used almost all this CAD softwares, and from what I've heard from my peers, Katia and SolidWorks are the two that are the most similar. Most companies have their, or most industries have their specialized uh, CAD softwares. So most automotive companies use like PTC Creo. Sometimes they call it Pro E. A lot of companies use Inventor. A lot of companies use SolidWorks. SolidWorks tends to be, from my experience, the most user friendly, both in terms of designing and modeling a part or an assembly, and also when it comes to making the engineering drawings. So there's two sides to the coin of the software. Which one can make the drawings quickly and efficiently and make the parts or slash assemblies, and eventually, and knowing, and also getting to the point where you can simulate uh, forces, heat transfer, that those kind of things beyond just static uh, components as well.
Okay, great. So, um, my last question for you is what resources have you used to help you in your career, or what resources have you consumed? Just thinking about books, magazines, industry, or professional organization materials. Have you used any of those things to really help you along in your career experience so far?
Yes, yes, of course. One of the things that I did as a design engineer, I was provided through my company the opportunity to get trained officially with SolidWorks. That was one of the things I came in never having to actually use when going to school. So like I said, they understood that, and they provided training. They sent me to a few courses um, about a year ago to get familiar with the software. Then from there, I took it upon myself to get certified. At this moment, it's been about a year since I've gotten my uh, associate certification with SolidWorks. I'm working to get my professional one. So that's one of the things that I've been working on. Uh, Definitely using a lot of the online tutorials on YouTube and LinkedIn. LinkedIn provides a library of how to pass these different uh, exams uh, that are almost going through like the training, the exam prep questions, and how to make sure you fully understand them.
All right, great information in terms of helping students understand what they should be prepared for when they get into industry. So, well, Rodrigo, thank you so much for your time today, and really appreciate catching up with you a little bit today. And to our Illinois Tech viewers today, thank you for joining us for our very first career conversation, and we'll hopefully see you next time.